I told my boss that I was quitting and why, and he's like, "Yeah, oh yeah, we know."
Oh,
And I was like,
wow.
"Oh, you know?" He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, one of their clients, which is Adobe,
Mm,
which is a big company that does Photoshop and Premiere, which I edit with.
yeah.
They went to a board meeting in San Francisco, and one of the employees of Adobe was like, "Hey, isn't this one of your employees?" And he's like, "Oh shit, yeah." And these
That's
like older straight
crazy.
people for like 6 months or
Yeah.
more knew that I had OnlyFans, and they were like watching my videos on Twitter and saw me like getting railed,
Oh.
and didn't say anything about it. But
Welcome to Say It's Lit, the one and only podcast embracing queer narratives, where every topic is fair game. Get ready for some serious sass and juicy insights into everything queer. I'm your unfiltered host, Maticus, and I'm about to plunge into the unheard stories of the vibrant queer and ally communities. So hold on tight because we're not just breaking the silence, we're obliterating it. Ready, set, slay. My name is Maticus, and we're here on Say It, Slay It. I am here with my friend Kaden, aka Let's Eat Cake XX.
what's
Okay,
up?
what's up? So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna be diving into some OnlyFans lifestyle questions with our friend Kaden here, talking about how he's come into the industry. I don't think anybody can tell the story any better than you. How'd you get started with OnlyFans? What was the big break?
Well, I got started actually with my ex back in like 2019 before the pandemic or anything. And it was really just to make a couple hundred extra dollars,
Yeah.
to help pay for some bills here and there. And that's what it was at first. And then over time, we branched out and started doing collaborations with other creators and a couple other things lined up all kind of in a row at the same time or, at the right time.
Yeah.
And things just took off from there. And it blew up way more than I ever could imagine,
Mm-hmm.
and so I kind of had to go with it, and here I am now in LA 4 years later, and it's thriving, and I couldn't, it's crazy. It's like changed my life for such a crazy thing to imagine, like just a
Yeah.
website or a social media platform,
Mm-hmm.
just changing lives around the world.
Yeah, I think your story is so amazing, but you're leaving out like one of the most critical details of like how you came into this, right? Like I thought was really interesting is that video. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that was one of the things that kind of lined
Yeah.
up at the right time. Yeah. So after I did a few collaborations, this was like in the beginning of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I had done a parody of that TikTok video "Bored in the House," and I
Yeah.
kind of I kind of made my own like gay porn
Mm-hmm.
version for Twitter, and that kind of went viral, and it got a lot of praise from porn stars and directors and studios and
Yeah.
stuff, and just a lot of people on Twitter overall. And so that's when like my numbers started really going up.
Mm-hmm.
And around the same time, I also did my first OnlyFans like trip with other creators and
Yeah.
content creators, and we had some big scenes, 20
Mm-hmm.
plus guys
Wow.
in a couple orgies, and so that exposure mixed with the board in the house video going
Mm-hmm.
viral in a sense, just kind of like I said, lined up
Yeah.
perfectly, and that's what really put me on the map.
I think something that I thought was like really cool when I met you was that like how far you go to edit. I have never seen anyone edit a video like you before. And even like your teasers like just like made me lose my mind a little bit. I'm like boom boom pow pow. And I was like
Yeah.
talk about keeping attention. Like where'd you learn that?
Yeah, so I've been editing videos since I was like 13 years old.
Yeah.
I actually went to film school. I was doing video production in high school, and my first job out of college was a video editor for MTV. So I've been doing that, and my career before this, for like 10 plus years, was
Mm-hmm.
in video and photo and website stuff. So I've been
Yeah.
doing this like pretty much my whole life. And so that's my passion, is doing video editing and music. And so, yeah, it's fun for me. Like a lot of people hate the editing part of that, and that's like they always try to push it off
Mm-hmm.
on someone else. But that's like what I love the most, especially being able to make trailers and teasers, and be creative and do like something different. And that's fun for me. That's what I wanted to do
Yeah.
before that I did
Mm-hmm.
this. So a lot of times I add music and make it like a little music video
Mm-hmm.
or like a trailer for a movie with like serious music and
Yeah.
like build ups and stuff. And that's one of the things I get a lot of compliments on. I do subtitles and captions
Yeah.
I've had deaf fans reach out
That's
to me and
awesome.
say
Yeah.
that they've never been able to hear what people are saying in
Yeah.
porn and thank me. And so had people stop me at circuit parties and almost make me cry because they're telling me how
Oh.
much that My videos helped him and his boyfriend like escape during the pandemic and
Yeah.
stuff, and no one pays so much attention to detail and puts music to their videos like I do, and they can tell that I really care about what I do.
Hmm.
So, that's why I still do 100% of the work myself.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but I like doing it, and that seems to be one of the things that helps people come back is because I'm authentic, and they know it's not someone else
Hmm.
replying to them or doing the work. It's all me.
Yeah, I've never even seen studio porn produced like the way that you do it. I mean, like if you guys could see like just the barely background of like where we're sitting, like this house is so or this apartment is so cool, and I think your videos are just at the same standard. And if you're not subscribing, you definitely should be subscribing because it's one of the like the best I've seen so far.
Oh, thank
Especially
you.
if you like the sketchy sex, the orgy groups,
Yeah.
like you really have that attention for detail. I remember we were out at and NOLA for Southern Decadence, and
Mhm.
you were stayed behind to make sure you got your videos out for your fans. This guy is incredibly dedicated.
Yeah, I was sitting there editing while everyone's like partying and having fun. I'm like, oh, I'll be there in a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah, you definitely care a lot, and it shows.
Thank you.
Who are some of the first people that you collaborated with?
Actually, the first collaboration did was with Diego Sands,
Hmm.
which is
Love Diego.
yeah, he's a pretty big name. I was actually
Hmm.
down in Miami for like Thanksgiving and was on Grinder, and
Oh,
he actually reached out, and I didn't know. I don't watch like studio porn, like
yeah,
that kind of. I usually watch a little bit more like shady,
yeah, yeah.
sketchy sketches and stuff like that, like no name people. But so I didn't know who he was, and I looked him up, and I was like, wow, he's got a huge
Yeah.
following. He's hot. So we did that, and that was our first one from there, and then worked with other guys like JJ
Hmm.
Knight, and did like my first orgy in LA. That was also a really big hit online,
Yeah.
with not like big names, but just like hot
Hmm.
guys in general.
It all
And
takes.
so, yeah.
Wait, so like when you like talked to Diego over Grinder, like he was like looking for a collaboration, or like was it like did he have like his little camera emoji, or like what was that like?
I'm not sure. I think I might have had the
Yeah.
camera mode. I'm not sure. It was the very, very beginning,
Hmm.
so I might not have even gotten that far yet.
Yeah.
Because my ex and I weren't like open really. We didn't
Hmm.
like. We were pretty monogamous, and so it was kind of new for us. We were just like testing the waters. But like I said, he was such a big name, big
Hmm.
opportunity, and he's hot. So we went with it, and it was the right move. So that kind of paved the way into where I am now, and it opened more doors and other things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, what a sweetheart. That's definitely a great guy to start things out with.
Mhm.
I love him. I'm really curious on how do you keep your OnlyFans content fresh, and exciting every month? You seem to be like on a tight schedule.
Yeah, so I try to have a very like diverse like a library of content and switch it up. I don't like to repeat the same things over because then people get bored. So I have multiple videos come out every week. I have, on Mondays I do pre-releases, and Wednesdays I do VIP videos, and then Fridays I do free videos for everyone.
Yeah.
And in between there, I'll share other things like smaller clips or pictures and stuff. And just by working with new creators, hot guys, traveling the world and, looking for opportunities. A lot of my fans know me for doing like big orgies and hosting like
Hmm.
gangbangs and stuff for myself or my friends.
Yeah.
So that also is what people look forward to.
Hmm.
I also am pretty fair with like pricing and stuff like that. Like the first month it's $3.99,
Oh
and
wow.
then
Yeah.
it's $9.99 after that. But I have like maybe 700 something videos
Hmm.
that are free, and then I got like maybe 75 or 80 that cost 10, $15 right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, that's not bad at all. So you have a pretty good retention rate.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So with so much competition out there, like, do you have some type of like secret sauce to separate yourself from all the other performers?
I wouldn't say that I have a secret sauce. I know I've gotten a lot of feedback from my fans over the years, and like I said, a lot of the things that I hear is the attention to detail that I
Yeah.
have, that my pricing is fair, that they like to see my personality and I'm authentically me, and I don't try to be something else. Like I'm goofy, I'm like silly on camera, I
Hmm.
have lots of bloopers, and I act like a fool sometimes, but
Yeah.
that's what they like to see my actual personality because it's not like studio porn. Like
Yeah.
OnlyFans it started off as like a social media home video kind of
Hmm.
thing. So I try to keep that feel and keep it like real. And I don't stage scenes and act things out or record
Yeah.
videos with guys that I don't want to just, for the money. I want to have some kind of genuine connection. So yeah, I think that people can tell that, like I care about what I
Yeah.
do and I'm authentic, and that's kind of my secret sauce is just not like being like everyone else and just being me.
Yeah, just being yourself. That's probably like the best thing you can be. Do you feel like you've always been that way, or like did you like at first go into it like it has to be really professional, and did you find your way, or is it from the beginning?
No, actually have always been this way, especially at least in this business, because it started off before I did OnlyFans. I was like my ex and I were just like on Snapchat, and we're like
Yeah,
trading videos and pictures with hot boys or
for sure.
whatever. And a lot of times I was always like my silly, stupid self, and that's what got people asking me if I had an OnlyFans, and I
Yeah,
didn't. But I'm like, after like 1 week, I had like 10 people ask me, like, maybe I should start one. And make,
yeah,
if I had, 50 people, that's $500 a month,
yeah.
and that's what my goal was at first.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. It's really superseded that goal, didn't you, though?
Yeah, I'd say.
You have such like a great personality, so that really carries there. So there's a lot of talk of the golden hour for Instagram. Is there a golden hour for OnlyFans? Like, is there a perfect time to record and make videos?
That depends. I usually don't follow a rule. I just kind of I don't like to have sex like in the morning, or like I
Yeah,
like to like that genuine, like, feel like I'm actually, and like not doing it for work. Like I want to
yeah,
feel.
yeah.
So I don't really mind. I have either bring lighting, or
Mm-hmm.
obviously if you're doing like something outdoors or whatever, then
Yeah,
you want to do it during the day. But I do, in film school, I learned the golden hour is usually like from 4 to 5,
yeah,
when the sun's not too strong. But as far as OnlyFans content, I at least personally don't really take that into consideration.
yeah. But
It
you
is
have
nice.
the lighting, right?
Yeah, it is nice to have natural light, but
Yeah.
you can't. These gays are not always ready by 4 p.m.
No, they're not most definitely. But no, I think a lot of people forget that there is lighting. So if you're watching an OnlyFans creator or studios or anything like that, if there's a scene and it might look dim, but it's still lit up, and you're having intercourse with your partner outside of OnlyFans, that's the time you could have like a darker scene, but it's not being recorded.
Yeah, yeah,
And they're
exactly.
like, "Hey guys, you have to make sure the lighting is good." Like I think people think about that part at all. When you have like people over, you're hosting or whatever, like, are you the facilitator? Like, how do you get people like in the mood and ready to go, or you just like go right at it? You're like, all
Starting the videos is usually like the most awkward part for me,
right.
because
Yeah,
like you're recording
like
and
let's
you're like,
start.
all right,
Yeah.
so how do we want to do this? Do we
Uh-huh.
want to have our clothes on? Do we want to off? And,
Hmm.
kiss. And so a lot of times it's awkward when we start off just like laughing and stuff, and I keep that in there and just like start off
Yeah,
with those, smiling and
that's
laughing and
cute.
kissing and stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was like, I know like you're the the editor guys are like, you need to stand here, you over here, look this way, or let's get going. But I think that's gonna be like the most awkward part is just like starting that video, especially with such a large groups. Like you're like, all right, guys, ding ding.
Yeah. Yeah, usually like for my scenes and for my bigger group scenes and stuff, like I usually host and get everyone together and
Hmm.
organize stuff like that. So it's a lot, and like because I like to have things done, a certain way, and I went to film school and I kind of studied this and stuff. So I usually do all my editing. I don't like to have other people editing because I know, like I said, I pay attention to the details and I
Yeah,
make sure everyone looks good. So I usually do take control. It's a lot of work to do everything at once and do it all myself, but at least I, can have quality control and I know it's
yeah,
gonna end up looking good. But so it's good. Sometimes I work with other creators that have more of like a directorial role, and
hmm,
they'll help take charge and like set like the scene and tell people like, like what we can do. Because I've
yeah.
always been like more of like the quiet one on set, and like I know like what to do, but as far as like telling people what to do and directing, like I'm not as upfront with that. So
Yeah,
it's nice to have teamwork and be able to
yeah.
have someone pitch in and help a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. What's your primary function in these videos? Are your top bottom verse?
I'm very versed. I would say, I would like to say that I'm 50-50, but um, it's probably, yeah, I guess I would say that. I probably
Yeah.
50. I haven't counted, but I have a lot of videos. I started off as mostly like almost 100% top most of my life, but
Hmm.
then OnlyFans helped me broaden my horizons and
Yeah.
open me up, no pun intended. And so I learned, that I like bottoming and how to bottom. So I've definitely done a lot more bottom videos recently than I have top.
Yeah.
And I've done polls and asked my fans like what they prefer to see. And a majority of them do say bottom, but a lot of people do like to see me top too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You're so connected with your fans and your audience. It's really great.
yeah.
Where's the name come from? Like your stage name?
Well, so when you mean Let's Eat Cake, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we were starting my OnlyFans with my ex, there was two of us, and I didn't want to have something based on like Kaden and Tyler.
Yeah.
Like I wanted something that was gonna stand out and help set us apart, I guess, and let us be recognized. And I feel like that's also one of the things that's really helped is like branding myself and having something that people can remember. I've had people like just stop and they may not remember exactly, but you like that cake guy, like or
Yeah.
eat my cake, or
Yeah.
that's all like something they remember. So I think that's helped me stand out and people ask questions. I also helped create a logo for my company that I also think helps distinguish me from everyone else that just has their username. Instead, I have a nice logo that looks funny and pretty and cool and different,
Yeah.
and that people will remember. So
Yeah, it's a really aesthetically pleasing and catchy, yeah, for sure. I actually thought of like when you're like let's eat cake, that I was like maybe you and your partner were just like two power tops that were just like eating everybody out, like like it just had
it can
an
be
ass
it
eating
can be
fetish.
whatever you want it. I eat cake, they eat cake. Let's all eat cake.
Yeah, yeah. So we're all getting a slice here. That's good. That's good. So what would you say is the most unexpected request or comment you've ever received from a subscriber?
It's a good question because I've gotten a lot of comments and yeah requests over the years. As far as requests go, I would say maybe I had a fan that wanted to pay me for a jar full of my cum and ship it to them,
Yeah,
which is kind of, I mean, I've heard of crazy things before, but then
yeah,
it's a little weird. At first, I entertained the idea, it was going to
yeah.
pay me $500, but then after like 5 sessions, I realized how much I have to fill up a fucking jar, and after time, that
Yeah,
doesn't start to look great. So
yeah.
I kind of X that out, but and I've had some really meaningful conversations and comments from fans like talking about how I helped them realize that they were gay, or
Oh,
like they lived with their mom, they didn't have any friends in town or whatever. He's an older guy and retired and takes care of his mother,
yeah,
and then she passed away and he didn't have anyone to talk to, so I talked to him, and
yeah.
it's really nice messages back and forth, and I take the time to reply to people like in depth. And fans can't believe that. They're like
Yeah.
so shocked. A lot of people, creators, don't even reply to fans or even
So
leave
many don't.
messages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody. Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean, it's good. Positive. Mostly, it's always been
Mm-hmm.
positive. I haven't gotten really much negative feedback, except when I did my first bisexual scene. I had some haters on Twitter that were just
Really?
yeah, they were just hating on me for calling me bisexual. You're not gay. You're bisexual.
Oh
You're,
wow.
you're not, you had sex with a girl. If you have sex with a girl, it makes you bi. And I'm like, I mean,
We're so terrible to our own people, right? You're like,
I don't label myself. I don't think I'm bi. I think I'm gay. But if you want to call me bi,
yeah,
whatever.
you're like, I'm just
I'm
here.
not. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
here
not
to eat
emotional.
cake.
Yeah, there you
You know,
go.
you
Not
got
vagina.
you got a cake. I'll eat a cake. Whatever. You know. I was like, I could sleep with women. I would never want to date one because I want to be the woman in the relationship. However, I think my relationship now is two women. But yeah. But stepping back, you said you were talking to one of your fans, this older gentleman. I thought it was kind of interesting. Like, do you charge for that conversation, or like, are you just
No,
yeah,
I don't charge extra for conversation. I
yeah,
mean, they're paying a monthly,
yeah,
subscription. I mean, it's not much, but I don't want to leave people on red and like they've been subscribed for like years now. You know what I
yeah?
mean? So, and it's that connection and conversation that I have with them that keeps them coming back.
Yeah, but do you know how different you are from like other performers? That's not how it is.
Yeah, no, I've learned that from talking to like other creators and stuff. Even like, big creator. A lot of people now come to me and ask me like questions on what they can do, and
Yeah.
I'm shocked to find out that they don't even like reply. I'm like, that's one thing you can start doing is replying to your fans to like have retention and keep them coming back.
Yeah.
Because if they're asking you questions or whatever and you're not responding, then they're just gonna Peace
Yeah.
out.
Or they're not even sending any messages outbound or anything. I was like,
Yeah.
there's so many great ways to make money on OnlyFans outside of just posting. It seems like you definitely have the hack
Yeah.
down.
I've
So
learned.
getting on that side, like, so OnlyFans growth hacks, like, do you think is that a myth? Is it a reality? Is there truly a way to, to grow on OnlyFans, or is it oversaturated now?
There's definitely ways to grow, but it is oversaturated. I've been saying that for a while, and it's only gotten worse. There's
Hmm.
everyone and their mom has an OnlyFans now,
Yeah.
and so it's definitely harder to keep fans month after month because there's so many other people they can jump around to.
Yeah.
I mean, even like my numbers have gone, everyone's numbers have gone down, especially since the pandemic when people were home watching more porn, getting stimulus checks, and they were bored.
Yeah.
And so
Buying
now,
everything.
yeah, and now, the economy's worse. People are making less money and they're spending more money
Hmm.
and they have less time. So, and there's more options to choose from. So
Yeah.
all those factors play into it. But with that being said, you can still find ways to set yourself apart and make money. As far as keeping those numbers consistently, it's a it's like a chase. You
Hmm.
got to keep trying and finding new ways to put yourself out there and market yourself. Working with new creators and other big names that helps you get out
Yeah.
there. But I mean, I know creators that don't even collaborate, like, well, at least sexual, like they'll do PG stuff and
Hmm.
straight guys or just guys that aren't sexual with their monogamous relationship or whatever
Right.
it may be, and their numbers are big. They have usually big social media followings at
Hmm.
first to start help them. I didn't have that luxury. I started off from like zero everything,
Yeah.
so it took a while to get there. But now that and it also kind of like shoot myself in the foot for it because I started off doing like a lot of sex and like
Yeah.
so now people expect that from me.
Hmm.
So I was talking to other creator the other day and he was younger and doing very well for himself and for his age and hasn't done any collabs or anything. It's just solo stuff.
Hmm.
And so he was thinking about that starting collabs and I'm like you'll definitely start making more money, but it's a commitment. You're gonna have to keep doing that. They're gonna expect it and want more.
Yeah.
So I told him, start off slow. Start off doing it once in a while, and you can
Hmm.
sell them for a premium price at first because you don't have many and people want them. But the more you have, the less they're gonna want to pay.
Hmm.
So it could be a slippery slope, but I think it's fun. It's definitely like
Yeah.
I wasn't a very sexual person. I was pretty vanilla before, and I
Hmm.
didn't like to like hook up outside of like dating and stuff. And
Yeah.
so it's definitely helped me learn more about myself sexually and what I like and what I don't like. And then to have fun and
Yeah.
make good money, meet a lot of awesome people, travel the world, and I'm my own boss. So
Well, yeah, that's for sure. You kind of get to like working on OnlyFans, like low numbers or high numbers. Like it gives you like an extra pass, I think, to sleep with hotter people. Would you
yeah,
agree?
definitely. Yeah, yeah. Definitely, gotten requests and been, reached out to other like hot guys that I never thought would even like
Yeah.
respond to me before. And um,
They're like, you're
it's
a performer.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
a
yeah. Well,
creator.
I mean, and I get lots of compliments from them too. So,
Yeah.
it's hard to distinguish like between who's just saying that because I have high numbers and who's genuinely, thinks I'm super sexy and attractive. But
Yeah.
it's definitely helped boost my confidence. And the guys I've worked with have been insanely hot, like
Hmm.
some of the hottest guys in the world. So yeah, and having the high numbers and a big fan base also definitely helps, put you into like a different
Yeah.
level than other creators. Because I have people, even like good-looking friends and stuff that have OnlyFans, and they reach out to other creators, hot guys and big popular creators, and they don't respond. And like,
Yeah.
it's just probably because it's work for them and it's a numbers
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
and they have so many people reaching out to them. They're also working with like the hottest guys in the world, so they don't need that. They either they really want to do it or
Hmm.
they're going to benefit a lot from it by making money and getting more fans and
Yeah.
exposure.
Well, yeah, it seems like you're a lot nicer to tell people, like I would almost consider it like Grinder, like you can have a hot guy talk to hot guy and it might just not be the type.
Hmm.
I was like, look at the videos. Like if that's not the right person, you're like, oh, he won't talk to me, but he only sleeps with this type of person.
Yeah.
Like you should expect that.
Yeah.
I think something you were saying about the like that younger guy that's starting out and potentially gonna work with like other people. Do we think of like, oh, like that's something that you'd probably do like a survey for, like, oh, who wants to see me collaborate with other people? And
Well, everyone's always going to say yes. I know, and he said his fan like a lot of his fans have already been requesting. Like he
oh
knows
yeah,
for a fact. So, but yeah, I mean, doing polls and stuff is one way to like engage with your fans and let them feel like they have a voice.
yeah,
A lot of times, like I would ask fans like where they found me from, like what platform, or is it
oh
from someone
cool.
else's page, or and so getting that feedback is good, also beneficial
Hmm.
for me. And but yeah, so I know if you generally if you're gonna ask fans online if you want to see me have sex or just want to see me jack off, they're probably gonna want to see you have sex and working with other, hot
Yeah.
guys.
I,
I have worked with one creator who was really popular before he even did any collaborations, and I
hmm.
was like his second or third collaboration, and I got like just from one fan, but like a hate mail from them
Really?
complaining that I can't believe he's like this guy stooped to your level and blah blah blah, and is recording sex with other people.
What?
He's gonna regret this. Yeah, like he was just going like off like message after message and paragraphs and just saying like that he was never like this and he can't believe that he would change who he is for money and blah blah blah. And you know people are just always
Preach to
gonna
the
have an
choir. I mean,
opinion.
like, who are you talking to? Like, have you seen my page? Oh, no, no, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm sure he still watched it and jacked off. So.
I bet, I can't believe who he is now. Like, just like nut to it, bro. Whatever. Have you had anybody ever like, collaborate with you and like use that against you later on?
Not use it against me, really.
Or maybe that you regretted it?
No, not really that I regret it because I usually don't collaborate with people if I don't want to.
Hmm.
Like I feel bad sometimes saying no or ignoring people, but like
Yeah.
I don't want to put myself in that situation if it wasn't on camera, unless they're like there's certain situations like if they're like have a really
They get
big
you.
following or big fans, I'll sometimes make an exception, but even
Yeah.
then, it's not they don't always get a free pass. Like I still have like standards and stuff, and I still need to be somewhat into them and see myself having sex with them, and, or and vice versa. Like they may not have great numbers, but if they're really hot and I'm really into them, then I'm still getting something that I want out of it.
Yeah, yeah. I would wonder that because like you have such a big following. I'm like, is it fair? Like, oh yeah, like not many people are up there with you.
Yeah, I mean there are, but unfortunately a lot of them are straight guys, and
Oh,
yeah, a lot of the top guys are straight, or they don't do, you know, collaborations with other fans, so it's kind of and they charge a lot of money for jack off videos, or they trick
hmm,
people with teasers and think that they're
yeah.
gonna have sex and stuff like that. So that's like I said, one of the things that fans like is that I'm fair and I don't
Hmm.
charge, crazy amounts of money for stupid content. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, I think it's fair. I put in the work and I put in the time to do it. So, I mean, I worked my ass off to get here. So I think it's fair that you know, the numbers are always changing for everyone. So that's why, like I said, you got to be consistent and keep thinking of new things and working to get it. Because a lot of people think that just because you're hot or have a big dick or whatever, that they're gonna, do like very well on OnlyFans,
Hmm.
and it's not that easy for most people. You got to be posting videos all the time and consistently staying active on the site. Otherwise, people are
Yeah.
gonna, unsubscribe.
Yeah. It's,
So
it's a job.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, full-time job
Yeah.
for
Oh, we
sure.
got to clock in. You got to show up.
Yeah.
I see people on there. They're like, oh, I'm going to be down for 2 weeks, or I'm sorry I've been away. I
Hmm.
lost all my followers. I'm like, or they start one and they don't post anything. And they're like, I'm going to post stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
that's the
That
wrong way to
happens.
do it, guys.
A lot of friends ask for help and advice when they get started, and that's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
Like they'll post a couple things and then nothing for a while, and then I'm like, damn, I had almost 100
Hmm.
fans, and now they're all gone. I'm like, yeah, because you didn't post anything for 2 months.
Yeah. I was like, save that perfection and just get the stuff out there, right? Yeah. I know that you're a perfectionist, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. So we're back. We're in the bedroom. I was like, we're back in the bedroom. I've been here. You guys haven't been in the bedroom yet. Not in the way that you might think, but what is this? Is this the room where all the magic happens, or?
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say.
So I kind of want to talk about a little bit about the financial side of OnlyFans. So is OnlyFans like your only source of income?
Now it is my main source of income. Yeah, I had a career before this, but when I was balancing both.
Hmm.
And once OnlyFans started making a certain amount of money, I was making what I made in a year in 2 months.
Oh yeah.
And that was, consistent for like 4 months, 5 months. I knew it wasn't changing. It was going up, if anything. So, I talked to my ex at the time, and he agreed. And talked to my parents even about
Oh.
it, and they supported me and they agreed. And so I told my boss that I was quitting and why, and he's like, "Yeah, oh yeah, we know."
Oh
And I was like,
wow.
"Oh, you know?" He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, one of their clients, which is Adobe,
Mm.
which is a big company that does Photoshop and Premiere, which I edit with.
Yeah.
They went to a board meeting in San Francisco, and one of the employees of Adobe was like, "Hey, isn't this one of your employees?" And he's like, "Oh shit, yeah." And and the only female at the company, he said, my boss told me that she was like, "I didn't know he was so well endowed." I was like, "Oh my God." So these
That's
like older straight
crazy.
people for like 6 months or more
Yeah.
knew that I had OnlyFans, and they were like watching my videos on Twitter and saw me like getting railed,
Oh.
and didn't say anything about it. But then he's like, "We support you." He's like, "You're always welcome back here." He's like, "But I don't think you're gonna need it because looks like you found your calling." I was like, okay.
So like if you are comfortable with like numbers wise, like what was like that big hit number when you're like, I'm gonna quit my job. This is kind of like in this range of what I was producing.
Yeah, well, it's crazy. At the peak, I was making like before OnlyFans took their 20%. I was making like about 60 grand a month,
Wow.
and that was pretty steady for like 4 or 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even after that, it was still close to it,
Yeah.
crazy. So that was definitely, something that
Mm-hmm.
made me realize that, okay, like I need to follow this for now,
Mm-hmm.
and I have the background and the history to help others do this after, like, I'm not going to be doing it forever, you know what I
Right.
mean? So once I feel like I'm ready to retire and take a step back, I can still have my library of content. By then, I'll probably be over 1,000, or way more, videos that people can watch,
Yeah.
and then I'll have the ability to help other creators out, manage their sites, edit their videos, give them advice on what to
Sounds
do.
cool.
Yeah, so that'll be Let's Eat Cake Will Expand, and hope
Let's
to
see.
have
Consulting company.
yeah,
Yeah.
some other employees work for me and help them out and teach them what to do. Now I do have my own website as well,
Yeah.
which I make a pretty good amount. I have a couple hundred fans on there, and my website, I think is way better. It's kind of like my own personal Pornhub.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to browse content, to search, mark
Mm-hmm.
things as watched or unwatched. You can download videos. You can take different memberships, VIP or standard, and
Mm-hmm.
depending on what you want and how many videos you want to see. And
Yeah.
so there's a lot more options and different ways to see the content there. So, but yeah, adult content and content creation is my source of income now. Yeah.
Is it more affordable to go to your website than going to subscribe to OnlyFans?
Like, yeah, if you want to be getting the most bang for your buck,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, as a VIP member on my site, it's 29.99, but you get, almost all pay-per-view videos that you'd have to pay for on OnlyFans, which would be, and I also do something called pre-releases, which I
Mm-hmm.
sell videos before they premiere for,
Mm-hmm.
a couple, $4 or $5.
Yeah.
And so if you buy all those and you buy the pay-per-view videos, that's way over $30 a month.
Yeah.
So yes, you get way more, content for less money on my website if you sign up as a VIP member. And you also have the option of downloading the videos and keeping them stored on your local device,
Mm-hmm.
even after you unsubscribe. So,
Yeah. Yeah. That's really cool. Do you make any money from like merch or anything?
I do have some merch, but it was a lot to keep up with, and like I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
making enough profit off of it to really, and
Yeah.
or even selling much. I maybe sold like less than a dozen items.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some really cute stuff. I liked having it like just for myself to wear around, or like give to like my friends and
Yeah.
stuff, for like have them wear for like marketing, at the gay
Yeah.
parties and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, but yeah, I want to get back into that and just maybe I have the option on my website to have a
Uh,
store now, so I'll probably set that up eventually.
yeah, you could just do apprenticeship or something. It'd be easy.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big money maker. I met this the bottom Ann and Bottom, I think is
Oh my God, he's one of my
Anonymous.
best friends. Yeah,
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 yeah, it's his
non-bottom.
hats that you
Yeah,
get.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I think that's a pretty cool move. No, but I've never seen anybody wear one, to be honest. But I think it's pretty cool to like leave you with a piece of swag.
Yeah, yeah,
A
no.
little bit of underwear or something,
He's amazing. He the first time I collaborated with him, he kept a pair of my underwear, my
Yeah.
Let's Eat Cake underwear. Yeah, I'm actually staying with him like in a month or two
Oh,
when
so
I
you
go
had
down
branded
there.
underwear.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
have a lot of shit. I have
See,
towels and backpacks and sandals and hats and yeah. Oh my.
I'm still like pondering here, $60,000 a month. That's crazy. That's life changing. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, it is. That's the reason why I'm here in LA now. Finally,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to, but it's really expensive to be out here, and yeah, it's definitely changed my life for the better. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like I said earlier, it's just think that something simple like a website can
Mm-hmm.
change your life. That's why my parents have been super supportive because they know, and my boss as well. Like everyone just knows
Mm-hmm.
how successful it's helped me become, and that like I'm passionate about video
Mm-hmm.
production, and I get to have fun and be myself and have control over my own not only schedule but like my life and what I want to do. I'm traveling
Mm-hmm.
the world now for the first time. I just got back from like almost 2 months in Europe, and that was also life changing.
Yeah.
Finally for the first time I get to like experience other cultures, and didn't realize how much that I wanted that, needed that experience. So I'm already like ready to go back.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm not sure why you're not continuing to travel,
Yeah, no,
but I'm
I
sure it's
am,
a
I
lot of
am.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to Puerto Vallarta for the first time in less than a month now, with like
Oh,
30 other creators, like huge creators. Like,
is that for Halloween?
no, we're going mid-November,
Okay.
with like Reno Gold, Austin Wolf, and
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of the
Yeah,
big shots and
some big
stuff. So
guys.
yeah,
Yeah. I was like, because Halloween is crazy in Puerto Vallarta.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
insane.
I haven't been there either before, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to check it
Yeah,
out.
you'll love it. You'll love it. You're gonna definitely have to get a Z pack on your way back, but
Well,
otherwise you're good.
I'm on Doxy Prep,
Doxy
so
Prep.
that's
Okay,
yeah,
cool, awesome.
and of
Yeah,
course Disco V. So.
yeah. Oh, well, you're set up and ready to go. He's in the industry, guys. I did forget to comment though, like when you said like you left your employers, that to me is like kind of like resonated a lot. Like really struck a chord on like how they didn't mention anything to you, knowing for like over 6 months, because I know like in my career I did not have a similar experience. And I don't think other people that are in the creator industry do either. And I just think that's like really great of the companies that you're working for and their clients that they're representing. Had a really special relationship, I would
Yeah,
assume.
yeah. So I was after MTV, I was still like just barely, I think 20, and
Mm-hmm.
I was the first employee that my boss hired at his company, and then now there's over 30, and they're
Yeah.
multi-million-dollar company and multiple offices in different states.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely had like kind of like a close bond,
Yeah.
like family relationship with them. I was there for like 13 years or so.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
so that's it was more of a shock that the other company would, because it could have not gone like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could have gotten fired and lost my
Absolutely.
job and what I've had for 12, 13 years
Mm-hmm.
because someone just couldn't keep their mouth shut or whatever. So it's kind of audacious of them to do, but luckily my boss took it well.
Did you ever figure out like where the source was or?
No, I mean, they're either just a fan or someone on Twitter maybe that just happened to know. I don't know how they know I worked for him. Maybe they saw my picture on his website. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, but
Yeah. It travels fast, right?
yeah, yeah, it did.
Okay. So that's all right. So back to the financial side here. You're making big money. It was changing your life. What was like one of the first big things that you did with this like new lifestyle?
Um, well, I guess, well, actually, I'm trying to
Other than
think.
quitting your job, obviously, right?
Yeah, well, that came like almost 2 years later
Oh,
after. Yeah, I tried
okay.
it. Like I was trying to balance everything. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, like a year and a half or so. I was doing both. I was working like till like 1 a.m. every night, doing both jobs and
Wow.
stuff, and getting tired out and trying to hit the gym and work out and improve and everything. So, but I'm trying to think. One of the first things, like you mean like purchases or
Yeah,
something?
big
Yeah.
purchase, big life change.
Um, One of the biggest purchases definitely probably my car. My
Hmm.
first car that I ever purchased, I used to lease cars, but I bought a 2021 Audi Q7, my
Wow.
baby. Yeah, she's got the premier package, she's got the works. So I'm
Yeah.
not really that into cars. Like I don't
Hmm.
really care like what's under the hood, but I'm like a big tech nerd, and so like I care about like what like the computer inside the car and like what it
Hmm.
looks like and the navigation, and so yeah, so that really they sold me there. So that was, one thing I want to spoil myself having
Yeah.
like a successful business and stuff, and so that was nice. But I don't like to spend and waste money
Yeah.
too much, so I like to say built a house with my ex, but that
Mm-hmm.
was before OnlyFans. So um, yeah, so
So
like
you're
I
able to
have.
like pay it off with OnlyFans or
We didn't pay it off. Oh,
yeah.
no, we actually, well, we sold it. When we got divorced, I moved out
Okay.
here to LA, and so we sold it. But I mean, obviously, it helped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We were able to decorate the entire house and
Mm-hmm.
stuff with new furniture, and
Yeah,
so.
like he's still doing it, guys. He's still doing it. So what was that moment like when you were in that Audi at that dealership? Like, did you think that you'd ever be there in this lifetime? Like, do you ever think that you would as you continue to take things on, do you feel like you're on the path that you knew?
Um, it's still like sometimes like even like this summer when I was on my first like Atlantis cruise and stuff, and I
Mm-hmm.
was just like pinch myself. Like I can't
Yeah.
believe like this is my life. Like I never expected it. I never thought I'd go down this route. Because I was, like I said, I wasn't a very sexual person before this, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's definitely like still a shock to me. But I thank my blessings, and I know I'm lucky to be able to do this, and a lot of people remind me that they are living vicariously through me and stuff, and
Yeah.
all my friends have been very supportive. So yeah, definitely been a blessing, and I'm very thankful for everything.
Yeah. So you're incredibly humble. Have you ever suffered any type of like imposter syndrome?
You mean like fake profiles and stuff?
No, like
Or
imposter syndrome for yourself, like you just feel like it's not real, like what your how your life is now,
um
or it's not who you are.
no, not so much that it's not who I am, because I don't pretend to be someone that I'm
Mm-hmm.
not like on camera really. Like I've never done studio porn. I don't like act like somebody else. Like I'm just authentically me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like do many scenes that I regret or, put myself in situations that I wouldn't normally do outside of, OnlyFans work. So I don't really feel like, I feel like I've worked into this and it was a slow, gradual thing at first. I didn't just dive in. Me
Mm-hmm.
and my ex started doing it just our solo stuff and then each other started having sex. And then we brought in like a third and then we
Mm-hmm.
started branching out to collabs without, other people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, without each other. So yeah, it's just kind of been a gradual process and it's worked out for the best. And I've learned a lot working with a lot of amazing creators and
Mm-hmm.
other models that have taught me things. And I've kind of like picked, the best parts
Yeah.
of other creators and put it all into one page, which is mine. Let's eat cake.
Yeah. So, in the future wise, in a world that's like rapidly evolving in tech, like have you ever thought about like VR?
Um, Not so much for my content. I mean, I used to have VR and I watched a couple of VR porns,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think there's that much of a market, at least, that like I don't know that many friends that use VR often or that
Mm-hmm.
especially would watch porn in VR because it's kind of like a process, and
Yep.
there's also not that many gay porn VR videos that are quality,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't even know if OnlyFans would that have that ability right now.
Well, maybe just your site.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I was like, you think of like with the new Apple, was it Apple Vision goggles or
Oh,
whatever?
I don't know.
What do you call those things?
I've been so like I used to be able I had so much time to like look at that stuff and play video games and watch TV
Yeah.
shows and now I'm just like
Out.
I'm so busy, yeah, so I'm out of the loop. So I don't even know.
Well, they have like they have these new vision like goggles or whatever. But I think it's like there's no one really in the industry that's like produced that type of applications, pornography videos or whatever. And I think people are saying like whoever hits that market first
Yeah, and
will
I
be
remember
strong.
I used to look for
Yeah.
some good porn VR videos and it was not easy to find.
Have you seen what they have to wear in order to produce that?
Mm-mm.
Like these like big old helmet head cams and stuff. I
No,
don't
I
know if it's
haven't.
gotten any better, but it's been really awkward so that you can have that POV.
Oh yeah, yeah. While they're recording the videos, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I think I have, yeah. And they're still limited to like a 180 field view, I
Yeah.
think.
But they have like the like you were talking about earlier, like with Davey Wavy, that they had like the machine or whatever. Like they have ones that connect to the porn now. But I haven't
Yeah.
really seen any gay ones though.
Yeah, well, I mean, this one would connect to any porn video, so you
Okay.
just connected it and loaded the video through the app, like the
Uh-huh.
software
Uh-huh.
that came with the blowjob simulator,
Yeah.
and it would skim through the video for like detect, I guess, the motions,
Oh,
And it was
wow.
really accurate. Like when he started like speeding up, it was getting ready to
Mm-hmm.
come. The thing was like speeding up and like going faster and faster, and like
Yeah.
starting and stopping with his jerk motions. It was pretty unique and interesting.
We'll reference that video with you and Davey Wavy here so you guys can see that.
Yeah.
Like, did you get a free one?
No,
Did we
I
know?
wish he didn't even. I don't even think he got it for one. They're pretty expensive. Yeah, I think you can get like 10% off of this code, but it's still like hundreds of
Oh
dollars.
my God. Oh my God. All right. So let's get real. I think I asked you a question similar to this earlier, but have you ever regretted any collaborations or, I just didn't want to do this, but you're like, I'm going to finish it out.
Um, I would, like I said, I wouldn't say I would regret most of my any collaborations because I don't like to set myself up for scenarios that I wouldn't outside of OnlyFans. But there's definitely been some instances where scenes where there's groups involved, maybe
Hmm.
that I didn't necessarily set up, or that other people invited people that I wouldn't have,
Yeah.
wanted there. And it's kind of awkward, especially like during an orgy, if when you're on camera, if someone approaches you and comes up to you and was like, "Hey," tries to kiss you or whatever, you like back off and say no. You know what I mean? Like, so
But make it look sexy.
yeah, I try not to put myself in those situations,
Hmm.
but I mean, it's definitely happened here and there. But I try to avoid it by like keeping myself occupied with someone that I am interested and just stay focused on them and
Yeah.
not make eye contact with anyone else.
I can imagine that being so hard because like I know like I want to know the roster like if we're gonna go to dinner,
Yeah, yeah,
and you
yeah.
you gotta
No,
you gotta eat cake.
yeah, it happened recently. I was helping put together an orgy for a scenario at I think for a holiday, and they someone else invited a couple people that not only I wasn't into, but then the other guys weren't into either. So like everyone kind of like backed out except for the people that he invited, and I felt bad. So because I committed to it, so I actually just offered to do the camera work for them and said I made up some excuse,
I'll,
but.
I'll do something in the middle. That's funny.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, definitely it's nice to have people involved and informed with what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So these are about people that you don't want to work with. So what about dream collaboration? Is there a person that you dream to collaborate with you have not yet today?
Um, yeah, so I definitely have collabed with like one or two of my dream collabs
Oh no, you
already.
haven't. That
Yeah,
you
so
haven't. No.
there's one that I haven't yet. Ruslan Angelo.
Hmm.
He's like one of my favorite porn stars. Actually, I used to have a calendar of him on my wall,
Oh wow.
and he was in that board in the house video. He helped
Hmm.
me and did, like I made a reference to him, and he
Hmm.
did like a painting, like not a painting, but like some kind of thing for me, like a sign with paint. And so I've been talking to him for a couple of years now. We talked about collaborating,
Hmm.
and we're actually supposed to like. Oh, I was supposed to stay with him in New York a couple months ago, but got the dates wrong, and so it didn't work out. But we still taught, so it will happen.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna make that happen because
I can't wait.
he's so sweet and sexy. Oh my God.
Okay, so the last question was, say that there is a younger guy now, or maybe even an older guy that's like looking to start an OnlyFans. What's a piece of advice that you give them? Like, is it worth the risk?
Yeah, so it depends on what you expect and what you want to come out of it. If you're looking for, just to do it for fun and because it turns you on the thought of people watching you and posting things online, then and just you're not looking to make that much money from it, then yeah, go for it. There's not many rules, but if you have the intention to make a lot of money for just posting, videos and pictures of yourself, and that's it, then you're in for a surprise because it's definitely a lot of work. It's commitment. It's consistently posting, content on a weekly or sometimes daily basis,
Yeah.
replying to your fans. You want to make sure that you stand out from other people. Otherwise, why are people going to subscribe to you over someone else? And so there's a lot of factors that go into it. I would say try to think of something that sets you apart from other creators. One of those things could be something like your username, just so, Jason Jackson, doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
stand out because there's so many porn stars
Hmm.
and people with, just regular names. So having something like a brand or something that you can build off of and play off of, with catchphrases and silly things like merchandise or whatever it may be. If you get to that point, I think
Yeah.
is very helpful. And, just, don't limit yourself and try to I like to have a very diverse page and, work with all types of creators and stuff and make sure that I'm not, painting myself inside this one box. And even if it's just one time, I've worked
Yeah.
with trans before and females before, and, just I'm still experimenting for myself.
Yeah.
So I think things like that help draw in a different audience. Working with straight guys and stuff. I have straight couples now that have signed up to my page and stuff because they like watching, different types of content together and exploring their sexuality together. And so there's lots of things you can do. It's just a matter of you actually doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I love that. But do you think it's like you like kind of like took out the risk and like your job found out later on, but do you think it would have been worth it if like it didn't like blow up for you?
If my company would have found out that I was doing it and, wasn't supportive of it, and then, I lost that, obviously, yeah, no, it wouldn't have been worth it. Not everyone has, a success story like me. I mean, it's rare to get to that point. But if, with the right materials, right tools, and the right drive, you can. I do tell people it is a little late to just now be getting in the game because, I was lucky to get into it, not the very beginning, but like before it was like huge and before there was an oversaturated market. And so now, a lot of people are making tons of money doing, TikTok and other newer, social things that have social media things that I'm not even, that savvy on. So, and yeah, it's going to keep changing too. So OnlyFans isn't the only answer.
Definitely. So I feel like if you want to get in late, you need to you need to work with Kaden, right? You're like, let's set up a collaboration. Let's get you up there. Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Kaden, for meeting with me today and talking about your lovely brand, Let's Eat Cake. It's such a great great story. If you guys can see that, it's Let's Eat Cake with 2 X's. Look him up, check him out. The most humble guy, a great performer, and an amazing video editor. So
thank you.
Good.